Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where I keep you up to date with all of the latest gaming news. And yeah, those Nintendo Switch Pro rumors are back yet again, or maybe just a completely different model of the Switch than what any of us really expected. Yeah, this is in relation to that big Switch update that went live yesterday, and we will talk about both of those here in just a moment. There is also plenty more to talk about as well though, so let's go over some of that first, and I'm actually going to start with Gears Tactics, because last Thursday, I did talk about Miranda Sanchez over on IGN, which was kind of teasing something Xbox related on their Unlocked podcast, and near the end of the show she said, and I quote, "I have a very, very, very exciting piece going up Monday, and it will be very relevant to the Xbox audience." Now, when she said this, and the way she worded it, it made it sound like a really big scoop on something Xbox related, though we didn't really know what it was. Well, the article did go up yesterday, and it was a Gears timeline and how the Gears universe can continue to grow. So it wasn't necessarily as big of a reveal as what we were probably hoping for, but it still is a really good article, and if you're interested, I will have a link in the description below, so go check that out. If you Xbox fans were looking forward to something a little bit more though, don't feel too bad, because it won't be too much longer before we start hearing about those big new games that will be heading over to the Series X, so we won't have to wait for too much longer. Moving on though, we got a brand new game announced today for PC, and this one is a big one because a new XCOM game will be releasing on April 24th. This announcement came out of nowhere, and it was a very welcome surprise because honestly, it's really hard to keep things a secret in the industry anymore with all the leaks, and XCOM is one of the most popular tactical RPGs on the market right now. And there is more to this announcement too, because XCOM Chimera Squad is not only set after the events of XCOM 2, but the price tag for this game will be excellent. It debuts at only $10 if you buy it before May 1st. However, if you do wait to buy XCOM Chimera Squad after May 1st, the price tag will shoot up to $20, which still is a really good price, but if you're interested in this game at all, then $10 is a really good price tag for the limited time frame, and if you want to wait for reviews to come out, you still will have a week to make that decision. And speaking of price, we actually have quite a few free games going up over the next 24 hours, aiming to keep people inside and preoccupied. And of course, this is in response to everything that's happening in the world right now. It's for a really good cause, and kudos for these companies trying to do their part in helping people across the world. First up, we have a few Ubisoft games available over on Uplay. Now, earlier this month, Ubisoft was giving away Rayman Legends for free over at Uplay, and they look to continue that with Assassin's Creed 2, Revelations, and Brotherhood. Now, these games are a bit older now, but I do think that Brotherhood in specific is one of the best Assassin's Creed games ever, so if you do like the Assassin's Creed franchise, then I would highly recommend that one. Also, PlayStation is doing something remarkable here. Not only will they be giving some free games away in their Play at Home initiative, which will be the Uncharted Collection and Journey, but they're also doing a $10 million fund for independent developers. Now, there aren't really too many details on how this funding is going to work, but this is an incredible gesture, to be completely honest. With everything happening right now, some people are having major financial issues, and to see Sony step up here and try to help some of these independent developers that may be going through some of these financial struggles, it really is a great move by Sony. I really hope it helps out some of these developers in need, and you know, my hat's off to Sony here. As for those free games though, both the Uncharted Collection as well as Journey will be available from April 15th to May 5th, completely free of charge. Uncharted, of course, is a phenomenal franchise, one of my favorites actually, and Journey was a big indie hit quite a few years ago on the PlayStation 3. These are some pretty high quality games, and definitely something fun to do if you're locked up inside right now. Now with all that out of the way, let's talk about this Nintendo stuff, because we got some big stuff happening here. Yesterday, Nintendo dropped a huge Nintendo Switch update out of nowhere and took a lot of people by surprise, and it offers quite a few different things. The Switch 10.0 update gives you more storage options by allowing you to move system storage over to SD cards. This doesn't mean all things can be transferred over, but this is still a nice quality of life improvement. You can also use bookmarks to bookmark your favorite items on the Switch. You can use up to 300 of these bookmarks, so I can't imagine too many people will run out of those things anytime soon, but the big one here is that you can now remap every button on the Switch. And I mean literally every button. If you want to turn the left analog stick into a right analog stick, well, you can absolutely do that. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can if you want. You can even map the clickable analog sticks into different buttons if you want, which could be of big use, and fans are already finding ways to do some really interesting things. As an example, you can actually play quite a few Switch games, such as the ever-popular Animal Crossing, on a single Switch Joy-Con if you would like to do that. This certainly makes the Switch much more accessible, and let's say you have something wrong with one hand, maybe it's a broken finger or just something else going on. Well, you can just map all your buttons to one Joy-Con, and then you're good to go. However, for me, this is the one thing that has always really irritated me when going back and forth between the Xbox and Nintendo consoles, and that's those A, B, X, Y buttons. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has a problem with this, but the Nintendo controller actually has the A, B, and X, Y button flipped from what the Xbox controller is, and I swear I always get these buttons mixed up when I play on the Switch, especially the X and Y buttons. So now I can just swap these buttons like they are on Xbox, and then I'm good to go, so just like that. Now, you can also swap buttons on the Pro controller, so don't think that this is just for the Joy-Cons or anything like that, but I really like this update a lot. I think it's a big improvement, so kudos to Nintendo with this update. But here's the thing, with this update came data mining, and what was found was incredibly interesting. See, data miner Mike Heskins was looking around and noticed that this update includes support for a new hardware model that we have yet to see. Right now it is known as NX-ABCD, so no official name as of this moment, but it has led to a lot of speculation in what NX-ABCD could possibly be. Of course, we had some pretty heavy rumors last year about Nintendo working on a Switch Pro model, so could that possibly be happening? I mean, it would make sense with the Series X and the PlayStation 5 right around the corner, so maybe Nintendo might want to release a more powerful Switch model in order to keep up with the next generation consoles, or maybe they just want to keep the Switch line fresh or something like that. But it doesn't end there either, because things get even more strange. See, Heskins states that 3 of the 5 DRAM profiles are for this new hardware type, and that there is evidence of a secondary screen exclusive to this new device. Now, what could that possibly mean? Could Nintendo Switch be making some kind of clamshell device similar to the 3DS and Nintendo DS, or could they be doing a Wii U-like design with the Switch only being a docked model and excluding its portable factor outside of the home? Now, the Wii U didn't exactly sell well, I mean, we all know that, but however, I will say this, the Switch is selling incredibly well, and let's just hypothetically say that Nintendo does a Wii U-like design and makes the Switch Pro that is only meant for your TV and in-home play. Now, you would still be able to stream your games to this second screen, which I imagine would be designed similar to the Wii U tablet, but what this can do is allow Nintendo to make a more powerful console and really just sell side by side with the original Switch, and it wouldn't be meant to replace the Switch. It would just be another option. You would then have the original Switch, which is meant to be a hybrid console. You can dock it when you want to play on your TV and take it out of your home whenever you want to play it mobile. Then you have the Switch Lite, and remember that cannot be docked to play on your TV. People kind of picked on it because it no longer switches between TVs and mobile like the name implies, but it was always meant to be a cheaper device that fans of the mobile-only experience would like, and it's so far done really well for Nintendo. Well, the Switch Pro could be the opposite side of the spectrum and be meant for those fans who only want to play in their home on their TV, but however, if it does have a design like the Wii U, you can still play it in your home off of your TV if you want by streaming to this second device. See, I don't actually think the Wii U had a bad design. I don't think that at all. Now, the marketing was awful for it, and to this day, some people just think it's another Wii model and not really a successor. This time, however, the quote-unquote Switch Pro would not be a successor. It would just be another option, and Nintendo would not need to sell 50 million consoles. It would just need to sell alongside the original Switch and the Switch Lite. Now, technically, it could also be a clamshell design, though I can't imagine that, honestly. I see no reason why they would use a clamshell option, but maybe I'm missing something here, and if you see something that I don't, let me know in the comments below. Either way, though, this is all based off data mining, and it's certainly not confirmation that there will be a new Switch Pro or even a new Switch model in development. But it is interesting that it is popping up in this update, so could Nintendo be working on a new Switch? I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and would you like to see a Switch Pro only available for your TV? If so, do you like the idea of Nintendo doing a Wii U-like design for a second screen? Let me know in the comments below. Now for the last bit of news, PlayStation's first-party game Ghost of Tsushima got a little bit of new information, and one thing that is a little intriguing is that Ghost of Tsushima will not have waypoints. You know those little markers that tell you where to go for your next objective? Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima will not have that. They're going old school with this game, and you will be expected to pay attention to the dialogue and figure out where you have to go for your next objective. Now, I'm sure that they probably have some other things logged in there to help you out with this, but there just will not be waypoints. I personally don't mind this, but I can see this bringing a lot of frustration to players who are unaware of this. The way gamers work today, they really do rely on those markers a lot, and without them, I can see people getting lost pretty easily. This is a big open world game from my understanding, so yeah, people will probably get a little lost in this game. But I would not be shocked to see this game get a post-update after release, but we will see how fans react to this once it releases. Anyways, though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Peace out.